Third down now. Throwing here, Rush. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they went standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
Entering play call, kick cut kickoff, 0-1 trap, space, 0-1, space, inside zone. Cat M, kick cut kickoff pass.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Okay, they went for the the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them to do that?
Maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film when it was to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
So they'll get another shot on off.
Entering play now screen, you have 6 options. Resume is selected.
Pick 6, and now the kick is away.
Entering play now screen, you have 6 options. Resume is selected.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10.
7 categories.
Nothing the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 10.
Categories.
Back to throw, Rush. Got it open there. That's Michael Gallup. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one good for 37 yards.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
Suggestions. There are 7 categories.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Out of the shotgun, Rush. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to have it here just past the 24. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make the tries when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field. Guys who have skills and understand what the passing game can do. It gives them a chance to react.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. Connections. HB column selected.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. That's complete. It's Travis Kelce. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelsey. Big strides, look at him go. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Travis Kelsey, 59 yards. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So 20-0 now pending the extra point, and this place is jumping.
Yeah, you can feel it, can't you? You can also see it. You're seeing people in the stands now, excited, happy, high-fiving each other, and expecting this score to continue to mount.
Entering play clock, kicker flip stick.
Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So the 2-point conversion trend continues, at least as far as trying those goes. They've attempted them after all 3 touchdowns, CD, and converted now 2 of them.
They're not just dipping their toe in the water, are they? I mean, they're committed to going for 2 points, and 2 out of 3, now with a 22-0 lead. In a sense, they're a little bit ahead of the curve, because normally it would be 21, wouldn't it?
And with the way their defense is playing, I don't know if it matters if they do convert any of these. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Things, unfortunately, continuing to implode here. The interception he threw on the previous drive, of course, led to the touchdown.
And
that deficit widening a little bit further. 1st and 10. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Brandon Cooks. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Running right, it's Pollard. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. George Karlaftis, the man to bring him down.
Coach suggests entering play now screen. You have 9 options. Resume is selected. Entering
Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Rush. Throw out wide is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well. You know, he's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously, one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Now Rush. And the Chiefs are going to get him. George Karlaftis. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
It almost pushed them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Now Mahomes. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete.
Entering play
the throw led him a little too far and brings up 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. 1st down now for Rush. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get the field goal range. And the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
2nd down, a throw coming from Rush. Swinging this out for Pollard. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 4 yards to gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Rush working from the gun. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Calling Rutgers skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
They go play action with Rush. That is caught by Lamb. A big play there on the catch and run. 66 yards.
Entering
Boy, of all the
play
guys
call,
on the field
coach
to lose track
suggestions.
of,
There are 7
how do you lose track of him?
categories.
I think even he was surprised.
Entering play now screen, you have 7 options. Resume is selected.
He had. You're just hoping your quarterback sees you in that spot. Fortunately, he did, and it leads to a gigantic
Entering
play.
play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
Let's go. That's what it is. That's what it is. I'm back to it, boys.
Middle third.
Rush with it on first down. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as the clock shows 50
Entering
seconds
play
to play
call,
here in
coach
half number 1.
suggestions. There are 7 categories.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's Rush to throw. That's dumped off to Pollard.
Holding offense.
Entering
That's on
play
the Pro Bowl
call,
guard from
coach
Notre Dame, Zach
suggestions. There
Martin.
are 7 categories.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And he's going to be taken down.
Entering play now screen, you have 6 options. Resume is selected.
Penalty marker on the field, however. Which side is this on? Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
On 2nd down, here's Rush. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly
Entering
organized
play
and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
Entering play now screen. You have 7 options. Resume is selected.
George Karlaftis. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great effort there as time expires in the first half. And the Cowboys are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. Aubrey good with a PAT. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, BG, thanks very much. And welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. In the first half, it was the reigning league MVP and Super Bowl.
Screen run inside
the final
selected.
adjustments taking place here for both of these squads. They're about ready for the second half in Kansas City.
Play
For the Colts, we rejoin Brandon and George.
All right, Coach, thank you. And we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Ready for the start of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. This will be a return from deep in the end zone.
Entering play now screen. You have 7 options. Resume is selected.
Where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well. And most importantly,
as they went to the tunnel with a lead, they come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
This ball deep for Tony. Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way Kadarius Toney, 69 yards. And the Chiefs have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch. Take it to the house. Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. They'll look to throw. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wondered maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
Where they moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
A running play on first down will get 4 up to the 29. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. Another modest gain there on that one. I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, they've really struggled to be multi-dimensional.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Willie Gay getting in there and picking up the sack.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And they will take over 1st and 10. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
That is caught. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just just before the 35. Give them 22 there on the third down conversion.
We may be looking at the scoreboard. This offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Saw the linebacker Damone Clark coming through with a stop. This is 2nd and 8. They go play action. Now Mahomes. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
This ball deep for Tony. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Mahomes going to go on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Final minute now of the third quarter. Prescott now from the 50. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him.
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Well, he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th. Here's Brian Anger now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. KC's offense ready to take over. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
To throw, it's Mahomes. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that one incomplete. They tried to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we play 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. This ball deep for Tony. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead, just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
He's got his target. That's complete. On the move past the 40 and down to the 27-yard line. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the sticks make a drastic shift forward. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Pacheco gets it up the gut. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Entering play call.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
68 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's Pacheco once again. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
They're bringing us about right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the fourth.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2.
Play call, special teams, you have 6 options. Kickoff kick left is selected.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now here come the Cowboys. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. You got the big lead defensively. Really given that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackle. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running, just let them bleed.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Whipper, and the Chiefs are going to take over once again. 37-yard line. Despite the fourth quarter,
and you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw.
Malik Jefferson in there on the stop. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 9 categories.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. Runs through the contact. There he goes, left side. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Boy, missed tackles continuing to plague this defense, and they surrender another big play and a touchdown here.
Yeah, by my count, at least 2 guys had shots at it, maybe even more than that. But this defense, they've looked out of sorts all game long. That was definitely not one of their better efforts right there.
And he will step out of bounds. Oh, what a mistake there. And the two-point try will be unsuccessful.
Special teams, you have 6 options. Kickoff keep life is selected.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Out comes CeeDee Lamb and the rest of the Dallas offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Prescott now. Then he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Prescott. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. George Karlaftis. My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. On the return, it's Tony. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to
There are 9
Arrowhead.
categories. You have 30 options. Red option is selected. Punt plan. There are player. There are not formation. Concept. There are play type. Personnel. Play type. Coach suggestions. There are 9 categories. You have 30. Play call.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late 4th quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. But we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how we want to finish this ball game.
So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
There are 9 categories. There are 2 play type. There are 9 categories. Concept. Play. Pass. Special teams. There are 2 categories. You have Fick FGK toss pass. Fick punt. Fick FGK toss pass.
So the field goal unit is coming on here, and boy, this is going to be darn near impossible. And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance. I got nothing after that try.
Yeah, don't even try.
I mean, he tried it from the parking lot.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 7 categories. Entering auto flip on pop-up. The eye will handle flipping your defensive play to best match the offensive formation. If entering play call, coach suggestions, there are 7 categories.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Prescott from the gun. He finds his man, Pollard.
Defense is worried that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Here's Prescott. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 7 categories.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly, one is looking at both sides compete against each other all the time. They go to each other in practice, obviously in training camp, during the season.
Entering post-game screen exceptions. Finish being selected.
The offense and the defense are complete team.
So that'll do it for us from our partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Chiefs victorious here as we say so long from Kansas City.